Most people think failure happens because they lose money. But the truth is different. Most people fail because they are terrified of losing it. They stay in jobs they hate. They avoid opportunities that could change everything. They delay decisions, overthinking every choice, not because they are lazy, not because they lack skill, but because fear paralyzes action. The fear of losing money creates small lives. It forces safe choices. It slowly erodes dreams, one careful decision at a time. This audiobook is not about taking reckless risks. It is about understanding why fear exists, how it secretly controls your decisions, and how to break free from it. Remember this line: money fear costs more than money ever will. Once you understand fear, you can stop letting it control you. And that is where true wealth begins. Chapter 1. Why losing money feels so painful. Losing money feels worse than gaining money feels good. Your brain is wired this way. It reacts twice as strongly to loss as it does to gain. Fear is not a flaw. It was built for survival, not for success. When you lose money, your brain treats it like danger. It triggers stress, panic, and discomfort. This is why losing even a small amount can feel overwhelming. It is not about how smart or capable you are. It is not personal. Truth: your fear is biological. It is normal, but it can be understood and controlled. Once you see it as natural wiring, you can stop letting fear dictate your financial decisions. Chapter 2. Scarcity. Programming from childhood. The fear of losing money is not born. It is learned. Most people pick it up early in life. Family stress around money teaches caution. Parents may say, "Don't waste money. Save every penny. Money doesn't grow on trees." These lessons are passed from generation to generation. Without realizing it, you inherit scarcity thinking. Scarcity thinking focuses on survival, not growth. It tells you to avoid risk, even when opportunity is in front of you. This programming shapes how you see money your whole life. Line to remember: you fear losing money because you were taught to. Understanding this is the first step to breaking free. Chapter 3. The illusion of safety. Most people believe avoiding risk keeps them safe. They stay in jobs, save every penny, and avoid change. But here is the truth: avoiding loss does not create safety. Jobs feel secure, but they are fragile. A layoff, illness, or market change can remove that safety in a moment. Even keeping money under the mattress does not protect you. Inflation quietly steals value over time. Playing safe often costs more in the long term than taking calculated risks. Comfort delays progress. It keeps you in the same place while life moves forward. Truth: safety is often an illusion. Real security comes from knowledge, preparation, and action, not avoidance. Chapter 4. How fear shrinks. Opportunity. Fear has a hidden cost. It does more than make you anxious. It blocks your best choices. When you are scared of losing money, you often miss good investments, delay important decisions, stay on paths that grow very little. Fear closes doors before logic even opens them. Opportunities pass by while you overthink, worry, or wait. Ironically, fear seems to protect money in the short term, but in the long term, it destroys wealth. Line to remember: fear protects money short term and destroys wealth long term. Recognizing this is the first step to acting with courage. Chapter 5. Emotional attachment to money. Many people treat money as more than a tool. They tie it to their identity. When money is linked to self-worth, losing it feels like losing yourself. Fear of judgment and shame grows. Ego steps in and blocks smart decisions. Risk aversion increases, even when opportunity is clear. This emotional attachment traps people. They avoid smart risks because losing money feels personal, not just financial. Shift. Detach money from your identity. See it as a tool, not a reflection of your value. Once you do this, fear loses its grip, and you can act clearly and confidently. Chapter 5. Emotional attachment to money. Many people treat money as more than a tool. They tie it to their identity. When money is linked to self-worth, losing it feels like losing yourself. Fear of judgment and shame grows. Ego steps in and blocks smart decisions. Risk aversion increases, even when opportunity is clear. This emotional attachment traps people. They avoid smart risks because losing money feels personal, not just financial. Shift. Detach money from your identity. See it as a tool, not a reflection of your value. Once you do this, fear loses its grip, and you can act clearly and confidently. Chapter 6. Risk versus recklessness. Most people fear risk because they confuse it with danger. But risk and recklessness are not the same. Recklessness is acting without knowledge, planning, or control. It is gambling. It is hoping instead of thinking. Smart risk is different. It is calculated. It is researched. It is controlled. When you understand what you are doing, fear naturally reduces. Education replaces anxiety. Clarity replaces panic. Rich people do not avoid risk. They manage risk. They spread it. They limit the downside. They prepare for mistakes before they happen. Fear exists mostly in the unknown. The more you learn, the less power fear has over you. Rule to remember. Fear fades when knowledge increases. Once you separate smart risk from reckless behavior, you stop running from opportunity and start moving forward with confidence and control. Chapter 7. Why the poor fear loss more than the rich. Fear is not the same for everyone. How much fear you feel often depends on how much margin you have in life. People with little money feel every loss deeply. Even a small financial mistake can feel like a disaster. There is no buffer to absorb mistakes, no emergency fund, no safety net. One wrong step can create panic and stress. This is why many people avoid opportunities. They see potential risk as life-threatening, not just financial. The rich experience fear differently. They have resources to absorb losses. Even if an investment goes wrong, they can recover. Fear is smaller because they know a single mistake will not destroy their life. Systems and reserves also reduce fear. When you have emergency funds, diversified income, reliable systems, fear loses power over you. You can take calculated risks without panic. Truth. Fear is louder when resources are limited. The less margin you have, the more controlling fear becomes. Understanding this helps you see. Fear is not about weakness. It is a response to scarcity. And the first step to overcoming it is building margin and systems. When you do, fear stops dictating your choices. Chapter 8. Reframing loss as tuition. Most people see losing money as failure. But what if we saw it differently? Loss can be education. It teaches lessons that no book or course can provide. Every time you lose money, you learn something about markets, people, or yourself. You gain experience that compounds over time. You understand what works and what doesn't. Even professional investors lose it first. The difference is they learn from it and adjust. Failure is not punishment. It is tuition, the price you pay to gain skill and wisdom. Every loss gives you speed, insight and awareness you didn't have before. Line to remember. Loss is not punishment. It's tuition. When you change your view of loss, fear loses power. You stop avoiding opportunities. You start using every setback as a step forward. Chapter 9. Building psychological safety. Fear loses its power when you feel safe and prepared. Psychological safety comes from creating stability in your life, not from avoiding risk entirely. You can build safety by emergency funds, money set aside for unexpected events, multiple income streams, having more than one way to earn skill development, becoming valuable and adaptable, emotional regulation, staying calm and clear-headed under pressure. When you prepare, you reduce the chance of panic. You can face opportunities without being paralyzed by fear. Rule to remember. Safety comes from preparation, not avoidance. The more secure your foundation, the less fear controls your choices, and the more confidently you can grow wealth. Chapter 10. Using fear as a signal, not a stop. Sign: fear is not the enemy. It is a signal, a guide showing where you need clarity. When you feel fear, it highlights your knowledge gaps. It points to areas where you need more preparation or understanding. The key is not to stop. Pause. Analyze the situation. Then, act with calculated courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is fear with clarity and direction. The biggest growth in life and money happens on the other side of fear. Avoiding fear keeps you safe, but small. Facing it intelligently opens doors you never imagined. Line to remember. Fear is information, not instruction. Use it as a tool, not a stop sign. Learn from it. Prepare for it. And then move forward. Fear of losing money is not natural. It is learned. Avoiding loss may feel safe, but over time, it creates long-term damage. It blocks opportunities, shrinks growth, and limits wealth. The antidote is knowledge and systems. When you understand risks, prepare for them, and build buffers, fear becomes manageable. Smart risk, calculated decisions, and emotional control are the keys to freedom. You don't need to be fearless. You need to stop obeying fear blindly. Reflection. Fear will always exist. But when you understand it, you take control of your choices instead of letting fear control you. This is how real wealth and freedom are built. Most people don't protect money. They protect fear. They trade opportunity for comfort, growth for safety, freedom for control. The wealthy are not fearless. They are fear-aware. They learn. They prepare. They act anyway. Because losing money can always be recovered. But losing time, courage, and growth never comes back. The real risk is not losing money. The real risk is letting fear decide your life. Understand this. Master fear. And then your money and your life can grow without limits.